Onivia, League of Legends highlights.
That's just the reality of it. Eventually this death blow is going to hit critical mass. You're not going to be able to chew through the front line. You're not going to be able to chew through either this Sejuani or this Nautilus. Hell, you might not even get through the Lefel of the Aatrox. We've all seen that. This is why picking an early game composition with an Akali into Orianna might not really...
Answer for you, Chronicler. I don't really know. Because he's down 30 CS here at 8 minutes, and that is not looking like it's improving, as Delight now taking a lot of damage. Samba pushing him away from this one. There's a flash. Does get the E off, but Control Ward goes down. Depth Charge is going to be used, and the Fire Kick comes out, and Samba's going to be able to grab first blood. Oh. Viper comes in, will find a snare, and there is Peanut. Does manage to get the ulti out of Polo. That's high value for Hanwha Life, but nice little ward.
Go for it.
Yeah, Peanut going to be taking the grubs. Picking up the rest of them here. He's already collected one for himself, but there's his second, and now he's going to get engaged on here by this Lee Sin. Mini stun into the wall there with the kick as Dawning Shadow. He's going to look to turn the health bars around. Zeka holds onto the shockwave as now Morgan goes all out, but Doran, he just flashes the wall. Oh, the perfect execution, not quite enough to execute the Aatrox. And Karis finds himself on the wrong side of the rift. 5-point strike not going to work out. The Winter's Wrath connects, and the clockwork has been wound up. Meanwhile, Viper is burning down, but here is Delight, and he's the one with all of the money. Misses a dredge line, and that's going to say, helping Hanwha Life Esports out quite a bit. And they're trying not to get collapsed on as the Akali's looking for an opportunity. In comes Gideon, but he's not able to find the kick flash opportunity there as Zeka gets into the brush. Karis diving on top of him. Dawning Shadow trying to help out, and Zeka is going to be cornered, but now Doran makes his way in. The depth charge is massive. And now Morgan is trying to Cassante them, but the Aatrox is in melee range, and that means you are not winning the team fight. Samba and Polu just trying to run away as best they can. Oh, no. And Doran is going to cut them off. The hook is going to land. The fire kick is going to be there. And now Doran, with all of his lethality, should be able to find another auto, but he will die. So there is that.
Samba gold lead now. Is Dragon going to go over as well? 2 Drake lead.
As the rest of Bro looking to try and consolidate. Zeka's the one piloting the Rift Herald this time around, as the hook is going to be mitigated here. Is Morgan actually going in? Not sure about that one. He's taking a lot of damage. Gets knocked up as well as Karis looks for the back line, and Doran is just running amok. He will be taken out here, and there is the kick finally utilized. Zeka is going to break his arm guard, but will he still fall down? The shockwave is gigantic! And there goes Karis as well! He manages to turn it on a dime in the air.
Straight up front to back, you should always come out on top. Did see though there somewhere topping the damage charts. That's our challenger boy, Atlas.
Absolutely nailing it here. And we need to look for the pot. Is live. Samba taking a bit of damage there, but should be all right. Good knock up there from Doran, but Safeguard gets Gideon out to safety. And now ulti flies to Narnia here, but I don't think that's really going to matter. He's Peanut able to walk away from Doran. Karis gets into the backline, but it's Delight sort of going in by himself with Viper behind him. And now Morgan, he's tanky, but he's not that tanky. The rest of Pro are going to be running for the hills. And
keep away the rest of BRION.
Yeah.
Because, well, it's Farm Nautilus, and he's not dying. Fights is always a pleasure to watch. Not without its fault. We saw the early laning, oopsie. And if you're wondering why we're not talking about what's happening in the game, because I think from this point on, you were right, Atlas. I think we're looking at next game.
It is and
Viper's nowhere near him.
God, this is so linear. It's when you see a linear goal graph that you know. I don't mess it up in Korean, which is weird. I only mess it up in English.
Really?
Yeah. And have my whole life.
It's been getting better, right? You've been putting a lot of work into that.
It's not great. I had a fun joke about triangles that I was going to say, but it's over. Bro, you're gonna have to watch their inner turret fall down. And with Baron, with double buffs, with everything, it looks like Hanwha Life Esports are just looking to break open the base, try and finish them off here in game number 1. Karis on a decent flank angle as Samba gets over the wall. Doran taking a little bit here, as the culling is going to be utilized as well. Delight almost takes a damage.
Like, I'm a big Leandris enjoyer, but if you go with Leandris on Akali, don't pick Akali!
That's not quite it, as, oh dear, there goes the Cassante. And they tried to get the ulti off as Doran's flashing in after his humble dash. Samba still has to be respected though. Does a lot of damage. The Q lands from Gideon, and he's Samba and Polo, not really the problem. And I think there are a few hiccups when it comes to drafting and things like that in this particular game, as good mitigation of the dredge line there by Morgan. It's not going to stop their inhibitor from going down, but at least they have the top lane inhibitor, Chronicler. That's what they have.
Might not have a Nexus though.
Yeah, no, that is the biggest problem. But I'm still going to say, at least they had a top lane inhibitor. Siege is now on. They throw out the ulti here from Polu, not necessarily give them a lot of value, as Samba is also going to be the only one shockwave. Depth charge coming in as well, and Bro, they're still alive. A lot of cooldowns are being taken down, but does Doran care? Looks like he doesn't at all. Dredgeline's coming in, and the Bash Bros of Delight and Doran are just moving forward like a freight train and hurting about as much. The culling not really doing too much at all, and this team is too tanky.
They're taking no damage!
It's ridiculous! Isn't there a turret there? It's supposed to be hurting them! In goes Gideon, but he's mitigated instantly by a fantastic Arctic Assault, and now it's Karras' turn to dive into that backline. He's in a shroud, but he's still taking a lot of damage. Oh! They can kill the Nautilus! He does go down, and Karras looks for an opportunity once again. Peanut says nope, and just bonks him with his skull, and that is going to be the end of the game. Nexus falls down. Hanwha Esports very comfortably take the first game of the series.
And